Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. We just wanted to send a quick video, just kind of updating everybody. Last week was a tough week in the markets, and so just wanted to communicate the best we can, as much as we can, with everything going on. So, like I said, last week was a pretty tough week in the market. As we're looking at everything, the two big things that we see right now that are driving markets is inflation and rates. And so if you just kind of look at what's going on and what the market's done year to date, we still feel like we're much closer to the bottom than the top. So we feel like we felt a lot of the pain that's to be felt, but that doesn't mean the market couldn't move lower from here. And so we're definitely kind of keeping an eye on everything and seeing if any changes need to be made. So if you look at from a historical context, during kind of a recessionary period, whether or not you think we're officially in a recession or that's still to come, during a recessionary period, the market, historically speaking, for the recessions during the U.S. economy, U.S. history, the market pulls back about 31%. So if you look at that, we've definitely felt all or most of that, depending on kind of which index you look at. And the market also is always trying to trade ahead of what's to come in the economy, or what's potentially to come. So the market typically trades ahead of the economic bottom 6 to 9 months. And so if you think like a lot of economists are saying now, we may enter into a recession during 2023, the market's trying to get out ahead of that. And so what could be to come, maybe not, but what could be to come economically is already probably being priced in from a market perspective. And so all of that to say, it's been a tough year in the market. Last week was a tough week, but we're still optimistic. We're still optimistic about what's to come over the next 6 to 12 months. And I know Lee's got some things he wants to talk through.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I'll add to some of the things that are driving this downturn that we've had this year. Those clients that meet with me, they hear me say the word uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty, and there's an awful lot of that currently going on in the markets. Chiefly, what is the Fed going to do or continue to do with interest rates? But beyond that, we want to remind our clients of a couple things. One, we're long-term investors. And so as long-term investors, we're kind of taught, we're educated to stay in the markets, even in periods of volatility, in down periods. So if you're a long-term investor, as painful as it is, as I kind of joke with my clients and say, Mama said there'd be days like this, and there are. We do feel like we're probably closer to the bottom than the top, and so that's a positive sign. If you're an income investor, if you need current income, then that has already been taken care of. So regardless of what the markets do, whether they're up or down, your income is taken care of. Or if you need cash, if you're an investor or one of our clients that needs some short-term cash, that is taken care of. And so whatever happens in the markets does not necessarily affect that. So, we would continue to encourage everyone to be patient. It is not fun. It is painful, but this too will pass, and there will be brighter days ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know something we've talked a lot about, or I've talked to a lot of clients about, is just kind of the peak to trough pullback that we've seen has still actually not been as bad as it was during COVID.
That's correct.
The one thing we've seen this go around, is the time component. It's just lasted a heck of a lot longer, and so it feels maybe twice as bad as the COVID sell-off, even though it's still not quite as bad from peak to trough as it was then. So just something to keep in mind. You guys are great. Good perspectives, long-term investors. We just like sending out these quick videos to kind of give you our insight and some thoughts and some quick updates. I would encourage you, though, we send out the same type of communication, maybe in a slightly more entertaining way, but each week in our podcast. And so every Tuesday morning, I'd encourage all of you to subscribe to the podcast and take a listen there. We've kind of transitioned to just a current events type model where we're just talking about what happened last week in the markets economically, and just talking through that, and you get to know us a little bit better and our thoughts and how we're thinking through everything. So definitely go to our website and check out the podcast. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Call the office. We'd love to set up a time for a phone call or meeting just to talk through and make sure we don't need to, look at your situation and make any adjustments. So hope you're doing well. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.